Embarrassing is how Chris Hipkins has described comments by Winston Peters questioning New Zealand's commitment to the World Health Organization. The Foreign Minister made the remarks after the United States officially withdrew from the global health body, describing it as a bunch of unelected globalist bureaucrats. Speaking to 3 News, he argued that leaving the WHO is a conversation that needs to happen. Here's political correspondent Zane Small.
2025 was the year of major achievements and challenges for global health and for WHO.
The Director General of the World Health Organization reflecting on the year that's been. The year Donald Trump signed an executive order to leave the United Nations health body.
Pretty sad to think of it. China pays 39 million and we pay 500 million, and China's a bigger country.
The United States completed the withdrawal last week, arguing the WHO mishandled the COVID-19 pandemic and urgently needed reforms.
This is a conversation we've got to have, because what we're seeing is a departure from the original mandates and the original strictures that were placed on those organisations when they were first started. Now, they've done some good work, but of late there have been some serious mistakes.
The WHO responded to the US withdrawal, arguing it had taken steps to strengthen its own work and to support countries to bolster their own pandemic preparedness. It also rejected US accusations of a politicised bureaucratic agenda.
If America leaves the World Health Organization, as they will, there'll be a shortfall in funding and leadership, and that will make no one safer, because to prevent the next pandemic or the next epidemic, you need cooperation, and this is going in the opposite direction.
New Zealand's contribution to the WHO for 2026 is $4.2 million, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
You think perhaps we should have an assessment of whether we're really getting value for our contribution, and then maybe consider if we should really be part of it?
Most definitely. But
I think it's embarrassing for New Zealand that we once again have the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Prime Minister sending very different messages to the world about New Zealand's commitment to organisations like the World Health Organization.
I think to even consider leaving the World Health Organization right now would be folly. I think this has more to do with international politics and trying to appease Mr. Trump than trying to work out what's in New Zealand's best interests.
The government has yet to decide if New Zealand will join Trump's Board of Peace to oversee Gaza's future. A bloc of Muslim-majority nations have joined up so far. Even Russia is invited.
Once this board is completely formed, we can do pretty much whatever we want to do, and we'll do it in conjunction with the United Nations. You know, I've always said the United Nations has got tremendous potential, has not used it.
There are fears that the rules-based international order is under threat.
The challenges that we face in the 21st century can't be dealt with by any one country by themselves. As things get more complex and the responses more detailed, we need more cooperation, not less.
But Winston Peters argues it needs reassessment.
the rules-based order requires something to make it work. It requires enforcement, and that's what's not been happening.
And so he's floating the idea that the WHO has got to go or improve.
So, Zane, politicians return to Parliament tomorrow. What's on the agenda?
That's right, Sam. Politicians are coming back here tomorrow for the first sitting week of 2026. The Prime Minister will be holding a cabinet meeting with all of his ministers. And interestingly, Winston Peters, when we were speaking earlier, said that Cabinet is still yet to have that conversation about whether New Zealand would join up to Trump's Board of Peace, though he didn't say if it will be discussed tomorrow. Chris Hipkins is urging the government not to join up. But it's likely that the political conversation here at Parliament this week will be dominated by the recent weather events, and it's my understanding that MPs will have the opportunity to speak on that topic in the House of Representatives tomorrow afternoon. And we actually just received an update from the government now saying that the temporary accommodation service has been stood up today to support those who have been displaced by the weather events.
Ngā mihi, Zane, thank you for that update.